Hello, everybody. How everybody's doing today on this beautiful Friday afternoon on January the 30th, 2026. Hoping to motivate some people today on this channel. Death is not a death sentence. Hopefully you can resonate to it. You probably can share, please subscribe, please press the like button, be really greatly appreciated. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the topic today. The topic about is committed to the years and not the relationship. And the reason why I chose this topic is because a lot of people going through the situation where you with someone for so long and for years, whatever, whatnot, and you just don't love them anymore. It's like you're committed to the time. You're not committed to the relationship. There's no sparks there. There's no way you love them anymore. There's nothing they could do to make it up. It's just nothing there. And the only reason why you really have not moved on because you have all these good memories that you had before. And as a matter of fact, the person who you're with is not even the same person or even resemble the same person who you used to be in love with. They changed, their views are different. I mean, they're different and you guys are just on two different levels. But you stay because you're looking at the dating pool. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna just keep what I have because look at all these fake people out there that's not real and they have all these problems and some of them are alone and they look miserable. But if you really think about it, look at your life. I mean, if you're in a relationship and you're just committed to the years and not the relationship, you're miserable too. Just because you have someone does not mean that you're not alone. You could be alone with a person, you know what I'm saying, in the same bed, in the same home, and you could still feel alone. A lot of times we be like, we've been with that person for so long and we don't want to start over. We don't want to take the time to start over and get to know nobody different. And, you just sit there and be like, you know what, well, at least I know him or at least I know her. I know what they will do and I know what they won't do. And, you got their routine down packed back of your hand. You're like, hey, listen, I'm not even going to want to learn anyone else, but then that states that you got to sit there and just be miserable for the rest of your life. And life is just too short to just continue to be miserable just because you don't want to be by yourself. I'm not advocating just to be alone, but I'm advocating to be happy, and if you're not feeling that person anymore, then find someone else who's feeling you. And to be honest with you, the person who you're not feeling, let them find somebody who's going to feel them, so they can be happy as well. But a lot of times we get stuck in this loop. Be like, oh, I've been knowing them for 10 years. I've been knowing them since I've been a teenager. Or we went to school together and, we went to high school together. We're high school sweethearts and we've been together for 20 years and 30 years, especially in that bracket. When you get to saying to people when they've been together for like 20, 30 years or whatever, and then you look at it, I done seen a lot of relationships, a lot of marriages and a lot of relationships where they be together for 20, 30 years or they're high school sweethearts and now they're in their 50s and 60s or whatever, 70s or whatever, or late 40s or whatever have you, and they're just not in love with each other anymore. I'm not saying all, but it's a whole lot of them. They're just there because of the years. They didn't have children, they got grandkids together, and the only reason why they don't move on because they don't want to look like, their stuff didn't work out like everybody else. And as a matter of fact, they use it as a bragging point. Oh, I've been together with my wife or my husband for 20 years. But people don't even understand that 20 years or that 25 years, 30 years situation they're talking about, they're bragging about to everybody. They're not even happily married. They're not happily married. They're not happily in a relationship or whatever. They're just not happy. A lot of them. Like I said, I'm not saying everybody, but it's a lot of them that just use those numbers of being with somebody as a bragging tool. Now, however, if you're happy after 20, 30 years or whatever, whatnot, then power to you because you are very, very rare. But it's a lot of people that just use it as a bragging tool. And I'm just saying, like, it's difficult to be committed to someone and you just don't love them anymore. So that's why I say, being committed to the relationship and is it's all different because you're not committed to the relationship. You just committed to the years and that's just the God honest truth. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just being honest, and only like in your heart if you honest or not. I mean, like if you could put on a show in front of everybody, like it's just so perfect and it's just so beautiful and all this other stuff. But you know that you don't love them anymore. So you're just there because of the years that you guys endured together. And a lot of times people, they sleeping in different rooms, and or they can't take each other snoring, or whatever the situation they want to claim while they in two different rooms. But it was good enough when you first met. It was good enough, when you guys start having relationships and things of that nature. They're snoring, or whatever they were doing. It was good enough for you guys to be in the same room. So all of a sudden, after so many years, oh, it's just so unbearable, and so I don't understand the concept of that. That's why I used to always think why people say don't get married young, don't get married, at 18 and things of that nature. I used to always wonder, like, why not? Why? Love is love. I see why they say don't get married young. It's because, and I'm talking from experience. I'm not just talking. I'm talking from experience. I see why people, don't get married young, because you really don't know the world yet. You really don't know, what's really out there, and you just really haven't learned anything that you need to learn about the world. So I think that when you learn and things of that nature about the world and about yourself more, I think that that's when you should, get married. But, to each his own. And if you feel that you're, ready at 18, power to you. I'm just saying you might need to think about it a little bit more, or you're going to be the same people that are committed to the years and not the relationship. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. And I want to just say Jesus love everybody. And please subscribe and like. And if you could resonate, please share. And I will talk to you guys at another video. And Jesus love you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.